GHK Lal on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Welcome to the National Outlook. We are closing out the week here. I thank you for joining us. I thank the people at Kaieteur for making this possible. Joshua Van Slytman, Kevin Smith, Mr. Glenn Lal himself, for this little bit of 5-minute public service we do during the work week. Civil society must play a greater role in scrutinizing government projects. I agree. That's Mr. Christopher Ram. On the other side of that, the government, one of its member of parliament says, well, we have to be careful here because you can't put everything on the table. I agree with that too. So civil society, where are we? Where do I stand? Where should you stand, and what do you think? What are your thoughts about this? Here are my thoughts. A letter writer wrote on Friday last, April 1st, All Fools Day, believe it or not, and he said, why is the government so scared? Why is this PPP government so scared of civil society groups, Article 13 and a couple of others, but particularly Article 13, who has been able to zero in on the sensitive issues and articulate them pretty assertively, pretty firmly, powerfully. The government doesn't like that. Let me tell you this, from my personal experience, the government doesn't like when one letter writer, one little guy says, hey, listen, there's corruption in this land, and you really need to pull yourself up, and the government is unclean, and the leader's unclean from the top down. They don't like that. They get upset. Their people get upset. They come after you. I know about that too. But you know what? Truth and light prevails. That's my philosophy in life. Let the chips fall. So, civil society, you get a group of people, small groups, environmentalist group, pressure groups, constitutional reform groups, you call them what? Oil groups. They're all needed. It's people who are grassroots citizens, people at different levels, forming small entities and saying, we've got a common vision, objectives. Let us work towards them. And let's put them in the public domain. We need to know what is going on with these government projects. I agree with Mr. Ram. Billions upon billions are being spent in US dollars. We are responsible for them, for repaying them, for generations to come, and more debt will be added because there will be more projects, whether they are white elephants, green fowls, or red herrings. Only time will tell. But the fact is, we need to know, because then we'll be able to, we are sharing. We are sharing, we are pooling in the same, we have the same understanding, leaders and citizens, we have the same plans, and we come to the same decision points. It's as simple as that. Why should the government fear sharing? Why should the government fear me or somebody else saying, hey, what you're doing there is wrong. You need to correct that. And A, B, C, D. You need to why? Why does one letter writer, every letter writer have to be answered? Why does the vice president run and hide from mainstream media? Why is it that the government is so uncomfortable with people saying, hey, you got no clothes on, you are naked, and you've got all these scars on your body? Something is wrong. What have they got to hide? On the other hand, the government says, well, listen, hey, not everything can be shared. There's things that are sensitive. There are things that have to be... I agree with that. But is everything confidential? I had a permanent secretary I used to work with way back. And everything, he had 3 stamps, rubber stamps. I think I told you this story. Confidential, immediate, and urgent. Confidential was stamped on almost everything. When confidential is stamped on something, nobody can talk. So then what are we talking about? What is there to share? What the government wants to tell us, what pleases them, it to tell us, the leaders who are lying to us, who are misleading us, who are misrepresenting vital things to us by leaving out things, concealing things. We need to know. Civil society needs to know. You need to know. I need to know. I'm GHK Lal on Kaieteur Radio, 99.1, 99.5 FM. Thank you for listening to the National Outlook Weekend.